Hello, hello. Oh, peeps, this morning I felt um, kind of compelled to look at what I resist. And a lot of that is just resisting any kind of instability or, anything that's not pinned down, which is basically everything. Very few things are like fixed and going to stay that way. And, because it's sort of like there's that cliche about we make the path by walking the path, but it's really that's the case. We live in time, so we go kind of step by step into the mystery, and that can be hard to um, accept with some faith that because it's not likely to turn out the way we planned. I don't know. I'm approaching 70, and in some ways, yeah, I've gotten a lot of what I really was hoping to experience. I'm a mom. I lived in a place that I love. Um, I have some good friends, uh, good memories, and all of that. But again, even with that foundation of knowing a life that has been hard, but very rewarding isn't the right word, but it's my life and I embrace it. And yet, what I don't know of my life ahead, it's hard for me to embrace. It's scary, and the ultimate destination. So, and then I read, well, I think I'll save that to the end. It's a nice quote. And it does sort of address that, the unknowing, oh boy, these don't want to shuffle. Is this the right deck? Okay. Stepping into the unknown. And it's not like you want to put on a false front, "Yeah, this is so fun, stepping into the unknown." You're like the abyss. Is it an abyss? Is it sacred ground? Is there really a difference? These are the questions. Okay, I'll read the quote because that's pretty apropos. It's Rilke, Letters to a Young Poet, brilliant book, written in 1903. And it's translated from the German, and I have to say, I've looked at a number of translations, and this is the one. When you're translating from one language to another, you have a degree of, there's interpretation in the interpretation. And I like this one. I think it resonates the best. Tarot is also a language, and hence there's this sort of subjective thing I am bringing to it as I translate the story. It's through my lens. It isn't an ultimate truth. Anyways, so Rilke says to the young poet, who's a few years younger than Rilke, who's in his 20s when he writes this: have patience against all the unsolved things in your heart, and try to love the questions like closed rooms and like books written in a foreign language. Don't search for answers. Live the questions now. Maybe you're living gradually without noticing it. One day into the answer. It's an experiential thing. As it unfolds, you know it. You know the answer, maybe. But don't try to, Don't spend too much time looking ahead. What's the answer? What's the answer? Live the question. To be or not to be? I don't know. What's the question? Oh dear. The question is what's over? Somebody's giving, this is an overkill. It's sword energy. It's about, ordinarily about beliefs or perceptions or cycles of beliefs. This is a painful ending to something. And it's a high degree of betrayal, really, and not seeing something coming. Swords are about knowledge, foreknowledge. We were just talking about that, not knowing what's ahead. And this might be anticipating, because swords speak to what's in the brain, but it might be thinking, having foreknowledge that this won't end well. Believing it won't end well. Emperor. Emperor is a card of divine masculine, a card of high stability, control. Sometimes somebody who is controlling, who exerts, who's not afraid to use their power. That's Wands energy, which is what this guy is all about. Wands energy is active principle. I do it. And Emperor may be doing this, calling the code on something. We're done here. But it's overkill. It also makes me think of a kind of since this is a card of betrayal, of somebody being backstabbed, of not having foreknowledge, almost like a coup d'etat, a betrayal of the leader. And this is in energy in the psyche, that ability to take a leadership role and put something into action. The action might be to end something. Tell us about the 10 of Swords, please. Okay. We have Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. This is a card of study, of beginner's mind, of learning about something, taking a look at something, gleaning a lesson. And this guy, I notice, is knights are on the move. They're action takers. This is slow forward movement, but this guy is looking backwards at what he's leaving behind. He's slowly moving away. And this is, again, this sort of looking backward to see what was the lesson. And the lesson has to do with this ending. And it might be, what can I learn from this kind of brutal ending? Looking back on it as I move forward in my life, Pentacles energy, in 3D. And on the board, this beginner's mind character is looking back at Emperor. Somebody's looking back at their life, at where they've been, and are slowly growing away from it. Pentacles speak to growth and time. Magician, under 10 of swords. Magician is an air and earth energy combined. Gemini, Virgo. You're somebody who can manifest perhaps an ending, which also means a new beginning. It's being able to work with all the energies, the psychic energies, a kind of a psyche that's complete and can manifest from that place. It's the one card, it's the card of the individual bringing something in to 3D out of the realm of ideas or concepts. The realm of ideas and concepts, sword energy, was miserable. The pain, whatever it is, it's over, it's done. An emperor could make that happen. Emperor's a little bit like in Star Trek, Jean-Luc Picard says, "Make it so." He's the captain. This is that energy. Make it so. And this is sort of also an energy of make it so. I'm going to call on all my psychic powers to finish this thing so that I can start fresh. This is a page energy. It's young, it's youthful. It's looking at the world with fresh perspective in order to figure out the lesson, the life lesson, so that you can move on. I don't understand quite who Emperor is and what he's doing, because he's a doer. He's a mover and shaker. He's big boss. Male or female. Genders are always fluid, and particularly with the major arcana. This is a feminine energy. So this is somebody who's balanced between these apparent opposites. Moon energy is the mystery. This is the one who looks into the mystery through the veil. This is the seer, the intuitive, who knows the inner world. This is the energy that works, does things in the outer world. She doesn't do things per se. Her job is to tap into how the vibrations ripple through the 3D world. We have 1, 2, major arcana, 1 and 2. This is how do I bring it through? How do I make it happen in this active principle of Emperor? This is the feminine. It's a card of. It's called a lot of things. I read it pretty much basically as divine feminine energy, the receptive energy. What do I know? What do I intuit? Internally. Can be a card of Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Pisces. I think it's Libra and Taurus. No. That's a good indication that it's not signs. Remember I said it's like basically divine feminine, which makes sense because it's the yin yang. It's I do it in the world. I do it in things that I see what can't be seen. This guy's all about action taking and authority. She's about the mystery. High Priestess. Okay, tell us about Page of Swords, the lesson or the understanding. It can also be a message. Pages are messengers. This one would be hinting at something or giving an inkling. Okay. This is the 18. And for the life of me, I don't know why somehow I get up around the teens and I can't. I think it's Moon, which is her energy. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself, but you know, it's Moon. It's see the crescent moon above her head and the crescent moon above her head. She looks into the mystery, the unknown, what's still unconscious. That's her realm. A lot of water energy there. Moon is I think is Cancer. Some people say it's Pisces. You know, again, those identifiers of the major arcana signifying, oh, you're dealing with a Cancer or a Pisces or whatever it is, are less useful than just seeing what in the psyche is activated in this situation. Under Knight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. The lesson has to do with lack, of being abandoned, of being left out in the cold, of feeling shut out from something. You know, and it's not just feeling it, it has to do with Pentacles. It's got something to do with the reality of it. In 3D, being abandoned. In your hour of need, deprived of 3D warmth and sustenance and comfort. And it might be just putting an end to that, to a betrayal and, you know, but this is like the bloody sword. It has something to do with overkill. Completion of a cycle, but this is the youthful energy. I'm gaining knowledge. I don't know. I don't get it yet. On 10 of Swords, 2 of Cups. Oof. This was a bond. 2 people sharing their hearts, their cups energy, their water energy, the flow of connection. Water energy, feminine principle, cyclical energy. The end of some painful cycle, and maybe there's a lesson extracted from that that's important and that allows you to move on in your life. Looking back at, you know, having put something behind you. I mean, it looks like somebody, perhaps an emperor, put an end to a relationship. and moved on. Or you moved on. I'm not sure. Tell us about this moving on energy of the Knight of Pentacles, please. Moving on from a situation that where you'd been put out in the cold. Knight of Cups. It's interesting because ordinarily this is the slow, this is it's taken so long, and often in some depictions of this card, the horse looks very tired. Here the Cups horse looks very tired. Page of Cups is a love message. I'm sorry, Knight of Cups is somebody trying to come in with a cup, offering a love or some kind of feelings. And it looks a little bit like at the moment somebody's walking away. There was love here. You know, on the line that has the Emperor, we have Two of Cups, Knight of Cups. You know, there might have been a betrayal of the Emperor that put an end to this connection. A painful cycle ending. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. Tell us about Magician, the manifestation. I mean, if this is the feminine's line, it looks much better. You know, except it's punctuated by this Five of Pentacles. Tell us about Magician, please. The manifester, the manifestation. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords, a conflict. You know, a battle of either something that was spoken or these two people had very different belief systems. Eight of Wands, a card of flow and communication. That's on Five of Pentacles. Three of Cups. Card of happiness and friendship and reunion. Maybe who's ever in divine feminine energy, the receptive one, is going to get a flurry of messages. There'll be conversation, back and forth energy between these two. And it'll have to do with the need for change. Fives can indicate a need for change. I mean, how long can somebody be left out in the cold? Well, this is fire energy, Emperor Aries energy, action taking. And the action apparently is to open up lines of communication. And maybe it's about, let's mend this. You know, let's have some sort of a reunion, a reconnection of this bond that seemed to be over and brutally over. This guy has been appearing again and again. This King of Swords. King of Swords wants a reunion. It can be a card of marriage. The other 5 on the board is this 5 of Pentacles out in the cold. Can be a card of higher power. King of Swords is a card of Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, that ability to be clear and analytical and understand something. Although it is it's a card of belief and a certain degree of coldness. This is a card of traditional belief in a hierarchy. You know, it's the old time religion. Yeah, this is a confusing one. Stick with me. Am I supposed to change decks? Yes. Okay. Then we have to go with the big guys, because is it this one? Okay. Page of Pentacles was the bottom of the deck. But we're not going to take it. We'll see if it comes back again. Some face-to-face message, that would be, in the element of Hierophant, which is a card of Taurus, earth energy. It's like the earthly authority, you know, that purports to have to do with the divine. It's an earthly authority. Or an earthly belief system. Tell us about this earthly belief system. Princess of Wands. There's remember I said that they're messengers? This is the message. And it has to do with a direction. And I don't know quite what this is, but I see it as like pointing in a direction. And that business of translating. What was it? A message like books written in a foreign language, like closed rooms. Try to love the questions. Like books in a foreign language. I think somebody's picked a path. And it's a Princess of Wands, Page of Wands, new path. The unexplored path. Okay, and this is about that letter, that communication. Sun. I mean, Sun is a card of happiness, of something being revealed. You know, here it is. You can see it. It's out in the open. You know, Sun, Moon. We have divine masculine, divine feminine. can be a card of secrets or just what's unconscious, as yet unrevealed. Well, something's being revealed. I think in some sort of message. Maybe you're living gradually without noticing it, one day into the answer. You know, this is the person walking the new path. In that same energy is the card of Leo, of fire. We have a lot of fire energy here and a lot of divine masculine. Emperor, Sun. Revealing their intention through some kind of communication. Wands are about direction, passion, fire energy, creativity, purpose. Emperor's going to take action, maybe to try to reverse whatever this betrayal, whatever this painful ending was between these two. Him and his match, this divine feminine energy. Emperor can be rigid. These water energies are not rigid. They're like, they go through phases. They're tidal. They ebb and they flow. This is a card of flow. This is a card of no flow. You know, of being frozen, stuck. I think that's undergoing a change. Okay, Three of Wands. This is a card about the future. You know, and we've got these little Cupid people down here. Wands can speak to passion. Some people talk about this as like Cupid's arrows that ignite passion in somebody, but this is a card of the future. You know, it may almost be like remember this thing said you'll live your way. Maybe you're living gradually without noticing it, one day into the answer. One day. You'll get the reveal, you'll understand the answer, you'll know the lesson for why we went through this. Divine masculine wants to take control. And I keep hearing reversing this Ten of Swords, like reverse engineering. How do we get back to this? You know, because like we're moving away from it. Somebody is. Maybe divine feminine. And there's this sort of, wait, don't go. You know, I've got so much love and feelings. You know, it's almost like the weight of this feeling is slowing me down. Pentacles are slow energy. But this Knight of Cups wants to catch up to all these feminine cards of feelings. He wants to reverse engineer, or, there was something divisive, a win-lose situation. Boy, I'm still confused. What do we have on the bottom? Judgment. Another card of, it can be a card of decision, a judgment call. What lives, what dies, what gets a second chance. Ten of Swords would be the die aspect of it. This would be the connection. Can we manifest our way forward slowly from the contentious, from the argument, from the disagreement, from the divisive thing? This is a card of Gemini, Virgo. Gemini being lovers, Virgo being hermit. It's almost like some manifestation that includes both the connection and the individual, the hermit energy. We come together, we part. We come together, we part. This is the part. Also a 5. 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Something happened that was pretty shitty, that ended badly for both parties. And there's a lesson. Looking back on it, Knight of Pentacles, and maybe seeing that they're actually, that love is trying to somehow catch up. The feelings are catching up with the reality. Cups versus Pentacles, feelings versus what can come into 3D. Choosing to take up the possibility of this second chance, to hear the call, to reach for it. This is the angelic presence. This is an angel. And it's blowing the horn, the call to new life. And here's somebody reaching for it. And happiness, this sun, this revelation is coming. It's on the way. But it hasn't hit home yet. It's still in the future. It's still on the way. The revelation, the happiness, the warmth is on the way to warm up this out in the cold situation, this abandonment. I'm coming. I'll be there. Some message will come in. I think that's saying, because 3 of Wands can also be wait for it. It's coming in the future. Stay open to me. Stay warm to me. I'm coming. And this might just be like I realize the divine connection. I understand it now. I believe it now. This shared love energy, this happy, rejoicing reconciliation. That's another meaning of judgment. Oh, okay. The reunion, the reconciliation, the new life. And this is a choice in 3D. Making a choice. Ordinarily, Two of Pentacles is sort of this way. You know, what's the choice? Weighing two things up. This seems to me to be the decision what to make real in that energy of Taurus, of the Hierophant, of the higher power, of making it tangible. And I think King of Swords understands that now, understands the nature of this connection, that they may have ended, or that it was ended by circumstance, or by, it was a cycle that just had to close out. I think before, this never got off the ground, maybe, because something was in the process of completing. An emperor would do things methodically. Like, I know what has to be done and when. It's a little bit arrogant, or a little bit stubborn, but just sure. This character is sure of themselves. They know what to do, they know when to do it. Okay, one more on the lesson. Is this the lesson? Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody, an earth sign, perhaps a Taurus. Somebody with whom this King of Swords could make it real, have some sort of 3D, long-term, over time, long-term, in this lifetime, a long-term relationship, committed relationship. Because in fact, I think what this person understands, this King of Swords, he, she, they, is that this is my happiness, this is my joy, my happiness. Oops, sorry. And 2 3s. These cards are so big, that's why I hesitate to use them. 2 3s. A future happiness. 2 3s are 6. 6 is Gemini. Gemini is lovers. Also here in this Magician card of Gemini, Virgo, of air energy, earth energy, air energy, earth energy. A card of the sacred bond. There's been a choice to make that real. The only thing I don't quite get is, why is it in the future? Why isn't it now? Well, I think that this message coming in, Princess of Wands, about the new direction will explain, like, now we can begin. I'm on my way. This is coming in. Some kind of rescue, or something that can bring warmth to the one who's been out in the cold, which I think is Divine Feminine. After this divisive, fight or whatever it is, new life. Walking away from the battleground, manifesting more emotion, and revealing it. Divine Masculine revealing it. That the joy of that this person, I think, brings to them in 3D. the celebration. In this is somebody who's very present and authentic and caring, who may have, it took so long, they began to move on. And here's this emotion catching up with them, like they can almost feel the emperor offering love. The decision has been made to do it, but it hasn't happened yet. There's a reunion ahead that will bring happiness, that will reveal, that's the big reveal. Perhaps to a Taurus or a Virgo. There may be a reunion ahead, a happy reunion ahead. And perhaps a message from Emperor, this fire energy person. It's coming, Wait for it. The decision has been made. And I don't know if this guy could make a unilateral decision, because he's left, I think, divine feminine out in the cold. Not communicating. This is a card of miscommunication, misunderstanding, misrepresenting something, picking a fight. But back in the flow. And this implies back and forth, communication, and also could imply a move, a planned move. I don't get that very strongly, but this can sometimes mean, since it's a celebration on the next holiday, which is tomorrow, Halloween, but let's say perhaps Thanksgiving. 3 weeks. I mean, the good news, this can be a card of news, the message coming through. The good news is this king has figured something out. He understands that this is a divine partnership. His higher power has gotten through to him. Rule from this place, too. You're a secular leader, but you're also being led by your higher power. You have a job here to bring into reality, into earth energy, what you've come to understand about connection. And if it was over 10 of Swords, 2 of Cups, this is like learning how to ask the question, can I talk to you? Do you hear me now? Do you understand? I love you. Come back. Because I understand it now. Good grief. One more on Sun, Queen of Pentacles. Hangman. Again, this idea of not being able to do it yet, of non-action. There are a ton of feelings here. There's understanding of the esoteric, of the mystery, of that thing of the questions. I mean, this can be an investigation, into the questions. And this is a card of suspension. In feelings energy, somebody's processing their feelings, getting a new perspective. And I think the question for Queen of Pentacles might be, is this real? This thing I've been waiting for so long, I've been kept in suspension because they were in suspension, something like that. But there is a reveal coming. And it will indicate an opportunity for this resurrected thing, for this ending to be resurrected, for whatever killed this connection to be brought back to life. That's what the Emperor wants to do. That's what he's determined to do. To effect the change out of abandonment and argument. To live your way into the answer. To love the questions. Another closing up of a cycle. What do you need to unburden yourself of? Emperor. I think that's the last stage, to wrap up this cycle by coming to an processing feelings, perhaps about this Queen of Pentacles. And it necessitates telling her, revealing it. Talk to her. I think that's what his psyche is saying to him, like, be transparent, reveal it, put down everything that stands between you and this. And I think that's what Emperor is going to do. Maybe not immediately, but they're like on the verge. They're on the verge. The cycle's being wrapped up. Time for the new life. Thanksgiving. Thanks be to, thanks for the bounty. Sure. But I think it's good, news is coming in, a message is coming in, and it will set right a lot of the painful endings, because something went down that was harsh and hurtful. And it had to be on both sides. This is a card of both sides. Miscommunication, misunderstanding, saying the wrong thing. There's a second chance. Take it. Their song. Steve Winwood, when you see the chance, take it. Flam, 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 make it. I don't remember. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.